Open two terminals on your computer. Connect the first terminal to the trading account from which you want to copy trades. Let's call this terminal the provider terminal. Connect the second terminal to the trading account to which you want to copy trades. Let's call this terminal the recipient terminal. Install the Trade Copier application in master mode on the provider terminal. To do this, set the mode parameter to master in the Input Parameters tab. Set the frequency of data transmission to receiving terminals. Disable symbols you don't want copied. Click the Start button. Enable auto trading for the receiving terminal. Install the Trade Copier app on the chart in slave mode. In the Common tab, enable auto trading for the app. In the Input Parameters tab, set the mode parameter to slave. Select the account number of the supplier terminal. Disable symbols you don't want copied. This list of symbols is generated based on the master copier's symbol list, so it will only appear after you select the account number of the supplier terminal. Symbols you've hidden on the master copier will not be displayed here. If necessary, configure filters and functions for stopping copying and closing orders and positions. For more details on slave copier settings, watch the following video. Go to the Settings tab and configure how orders and positions should be copied. Enable alerts if necessary. After configuring the settings, click Start. Open the supplier terminal and the required number of recipient terminals on your computer. Install the Trade Copier application in master mode on the supplier terminal, configure it, and click Start. On each recipient terminal, enable automated trading and install the Trade Copier application in slave mode. For each slave copier, select the account number of the supplier terminal. After configuring the slave copiers, click Start. Open the required number of supplier terminals and the receiving terminal on your computer. On each supplier terminal, install the Trade Copier application in master mode and click Start. On the receiving terminal, enable automated trading and install the Trade Copier application in slave mode. Connect this slave copier to the trading account of the first supplier terminal. Click Start. Open a new chart with any symbol. Install the Trade Copier app in slave mode on this chart. If multiple slave copiers are running on a single trading account, their magic numbers must be different. Slave copiers on a single trading account must not have the same magic numbers. We set the number 555 for the first slave copier, so we can set any number other than 555 for the second slave copier. Let's set the magic number 666 for the second slave copier. Connect this slave copier to the trading account of the second supplier terminal. Click the Start button. Open a new chart for the next supplier terminal. Install the Trade Copier application in slave mode on this chart. We've already used the magic numbers 555 and 666, so for the third slave copier, we can set any number except 555 and 666. Let's set the magic number 777 for the third slave copier. Connect this slave copier to the trading account of the third supplier terminal. Click the Start button. How do I copy trades from one trading account to another using different symbol settings? For example, let's consider a situation where you need to copy trades of 0-1 lots from the first symbol, 0-2 lots from the second, and 0-3 lots from the third. Open the sending and receiving terminals on your computer. On the sending terminal, install the Trade Copier application in master mode. For ease of setup, hide all symbols not used for copying. Click the Start button. On the receiving terminal, enable auto trading and open 3 charts with any symbol. On the first chart, install the Trade Copier app in slave mode. Connect the slave copier to the trading account of the sending terminal. Select only the first symbol to copy. Configure the settings appropriate for the first symbol. In our case, set the trade volume to 0-1 lots. Click the Start button. Install the Trade Copier app in slave mode on the second chart. The magic number for the first slave copier was 555. For the second slave copier, we can set any number except 555. Let's set the magic number for the second slave copier to 666. Connect the slave copier to the trading account of the supplier terminal. Select only the second symbol for copying. Set the settings appropriate for the second symbol. In our case, set the trade volume to 02 lots. Click the Start button. Install the Trade Copier app in slave mode on the third chart. We've already set the magic numbers 555 and 666 for the first and second slave copiers. For the third slave copier, we can set any number except 555 and 666. We'll set the magic number 777 for the third slave copier. Connect the slave copier to the provider terminal's trading account. Select only the third symbol for copying. Set the settings corresponding to the third symbol. In our case, set the trade volume to 03 lots. Click the Start button. This way, we can set a separate slave copier for each settings group. You can create an unlimited number of groups and include an unlimited number of symbols in them.